Hello everyone, my name is Lipika Patro. I am from West Bengal. I completed my BSc from Adenike Women's College in Minnapur. I had an interview in IISc Bangalore in the basis of my JAM rank. So it was in 19th May and my interview was around 45 minutes. Mm, So I want to share my interview experience with you. So there were five professors in my panel. I don't have to introduce myself. One of them introduced me to others by checking my biodata. They directly shifted to my what are my interested topics. I said my interested topics are quantum mechanics, EMT, thermodynamics, and math physics. So they first start with quantum mechanics. And the first question was from I will show you in slide. So the first question was to write the Hamiltonian of 1D simple harmonic oscillator. And I wrote it H is equals to px square by 2m plus half m omega square x square. Then they asked me to write the energy expression of 1D harmonic oscillator. It was En plus is equals to n plus half h cut omega, where n is 0, 1, 2, 3, all positive integer including 0. Then they told me, okay, now if you are given a potential v of x is equals to infinite for x less than is equals to 0 and half m omega square x square for x greater than 0, then what will be the energy expression? So this is a truncated harmonic oscillator. The energy expression will be En is equals to n plus half h cut omega, where n is equals to 1, 3, 5. Only odd integers are allowed. The next question was that why only odd integers are allowed and why not even integers. So I said that the v of x graph is this. We can see that at x is equals to 0, v of x is infinite. So psi x should be 0 at x is equals to 0. Now if we draw the psi x graph, we will see that at n is equals to 0, for n is equals to 0, psi x not is equals to 0 at x is equals to 0. But if we see that at n, for n is equals to 1, psi x is 0 for x is equals to 0. Similarly, if we see that for n is equals to 2, psi x not is equals to 0 at x is equals to 0, but psi x is 0 at x is equals to 0 for n is equals to 3. So I draw this graph and explain them why only odd integers are allowed. So the next question was, they asked me to write the time dependent and time independent Schrodinger equation. So I wrote first time dependent is minus h cut square by 2m del 2 psi del x2, where psi depend on x and t, plus v of x psi x t is equals to I h cut del t psi x t. And for time independent, minus h cut square by 2m del 2 psi del x2, where psi is only depend on x, plus v of x psi x is equals to e psi x. Then they asked me from which to which we can go, time dependent to time independent or time independent to time dependent. I said we can go from time dependent to time independent. Then they told me, okay, now you derive the expression to show the time dependency of wave function. So we know psi of xt is equals to f of x g of t using method of separation of variables. Now if we put psi of xt is equals to f of x g of t in time dependent Schrodinger equation, this expression we will get this expression. Now the next line is minus h cut square by 2m del 2 psi del 2 del x2, where I put the psi of xt is equals to f of x g of t plus v of x f of x g of t is equals to I h cut del t of f of x g of t. Now in the next line, in the left hand side only function of x will be in the derivative term, and g of t will be separate from it, and the right hand side only g of t will be present in the derivative term and f of x will be separate from that. Now dividing we both side by psi of x t is equals to f of x g of t, we will get this expression. Now in this expression, left hand side is only function of x and right hand side is only function of g of t. So now here we will take a constant e. This is the process for solution of this kind of equation. So I have to derive only the time dependent part. So I take the right hand side is equals to e, and it is IH cut 1 by g of t, and del t of g of t is equals to e. Now I separate it. In left hand side only g of t, and in right hand side it is delta t. So del of gt divided by gt is equals to e by IH ka delta t. Now integrating both sides, we will get this expression. Here lnc is integrating constant. Now integrating the left hand side, we will get ln g of t is equals to minus I e t by h cut plus ln c. Now we will get the solution that g of t is equals to c exponential of minus I e t by h cut. So psi of x of t is equals to c f of x exponential of minus I e t by h cut. So where c is constant. Now they said okay fine. They then asked me if we normalize a wave function at some time at t is equals to 0, then after some time t it will be normalized or not. I said yes sir, it will be normalized. Then they asked me to prove that it that after some time it will be normalized. So I again take psi of xt is equals to c f of x exponential of minus I t by h cut, and psi x of 0 is equals to c f of x when I put t is equals to 0. At time t is equals to 0, psi of x 0 is normalized, it is given. So integration of minus infinite to plus infinite, psi star x 0 psi x 0 dx is equals to 1. Then if I put the psi star x0 and psi x0, it will be integration of minus infinite to plus infinite c f star x c f of x dx is equals to 1. Now here we will get minus infinite to plus infinite integration of c square mod of f of x square dx is equals to 1. Now for psi xt after some time t, I have to prove that psi xt will be normalized. So the normalization condition is integration of minus infinite to plus infinite psi star xt psi of xt dx is equals to 1. I have to prove. The next line is I put the value of psi star xt and psi of xt. So the term is minus infinite to plus infinite integration of c f star x exponential of I e t by h cut into c f of x exponential of minus I e t by h cut d of x is equals to integration of minus infinite to plus infinite c square mod of f of x square dx. This is the same term at psi x comma 0. So it will be 1. So now in this way we can show that psi of xt also be normalized if psi of x0 is normalized. So then they asked me, can we ask you from classical mechanics? I said I read it, but I am not prepared now. They said okay, no problem. Then they shifted to electrodynamics. The next question was from electrodynamics, and it was that they said me to draw x and y axis, and then a plus small q charge is at a distance a from the center along positive y axis, and then another charge is plus positive small q charge at a distance a along negative y axis, and the charge plus capital Q is at the center. If we slightly displace the capital Q charge, then what will be the nature of motion of capital Q charge? So here the force on charge capital Q is F of y is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught small q capital Q divided by a plus delta y square, where delta y is small displacement along positive y direction, and this term is for the charge on the negative y axis, and this is positive because this is positive y direction only, and the second term is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q small q divided by a minus delta y square, and there will be a negative sign as the force is along negative direction for the charge small q on the positive y axis. So the next line, small q capital Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is common from two terms, and 1 by a plus delta y square minus 1 by a minus delta y square. So in the next line, 1 by capital Q small q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, and a square is common from two terms. Then the remaining part is 1 by 1 plus delta y by a square minus 1 by 1 minus delta y by a square. Then capital Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught a square, and two terms is inverse. Then we will get 1 plus delta y by a whole 2 inverse minus 1 minus delta y by a whole 2 inverse. So in the next line I use binomial expansion. So we will get small q capital Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught a square into 1 minus 2 delta y by a minus 1 minus 2 delta y by a. So plus 1 minus 1 will cancel out, and minus 4 delta y by a will be remaining part. And I take a constant k is equals to 4 small q capital Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught a square. So we will get f of y is equals to minus k delta y, and this is similar f is equals to minus kx. So the nature of motion will be simple harmonic motion. So they told me okay, good. The next question was from EMT. They asked me, if a stream of water is kept in an external electric field, then what will happen? So water is a dielectric medium, and in presence of the external electric field it get polarized, the molecules get polarized, and dipoles will be generated. So the water molecules will feel a force on them and get deflected. Then they told me to derive the expression of torque on them. So P vector, dipole's moment P vector is equals to QR vector, and torque tau is equals to R cross A. So R into tau is equals to R into QE, where E is electric field. In the next line, QR, I put the value of QR, that is P vector, dipole's moment. So the tau will be P cross E. Then they said okay, and they shifted to one more last question was there. They asked me, okay, you told what is photon. I said the quanta of energy of electromagnetic wave is photon. Then they asked, okay, you think if you, what is the part area of sun the photon is come from? So I was little bit confused about it. They told me to think sometime and then gave me some hints. They said, you think if you put your hands in front of light rays, then what will be happen? They will pass through your hand or not. So I think little bit, and I then said, okay, I think it is come from the surface of the sun. Then they told me, okay, your interview is over here. Now you can go. Thank you. Thanks to Shotosai and Physics Galaxy to help me in my preparation time and to give me the chance to share my experience.